So this is my very first semester at Asbury University. And I think of this class as marking the beginning of a journey to combine my two greatest passions. And that is to teach full-time in higher education and also continue producing Christian content through my nonprofit video production company, which I call KTF Productions. As an undergraduate at Western Michigan University, I ended up rededicating my life to Christ after attending a RSO on campus, a registered student organization called Christians in Action. And when I went to that organization, I saw Christians that were on fire for God like I've never seen before. They were praising with abandon. They just loved God with all of their heart. And I thought, well, man, I want to love God that way. And He really changed me from the inside out and gave me a passion for doing Christian media. And at that same time, I met my soon-to-be wife, and we worked together to create our first feature-length movie for my undergrad studies as an independent study. It was called Keep the Faith. It was a 2.5-hour movie that was only shot with my camcorder that I bought for like 80 bucks, or no, maybe it was a couple $100, and my tripod that was plastic, and we didn't really know what we were doing. We didn't have any microphones or lights or anything like that, but we got my friends together and we made this movie and screened it at the university, and it had a great response. In fact, one of my colleagues came up to me, he was crying, and he said that that movie really affected him in a profound way. And I, at that point, realized how powerful media could be and how God can use that to transform a life. At that point, I was hooked, and I thought, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. Even if I wasn't getting paid to do it, I certainly wanted to do it as a ministry and a side hobby, which I've been doing since 1993. At that point, my wife and I decided to make our ministry into a nonprofit video production company, which is called KTF Productions. And we named it after our first movie that we did, and that was called Keep the Faith, so actually KTF Productions stands for Keep the Faith Productions. And over the years, God has done amazing things with our efforts. He's allowed us to reach so many people. He's allowed us to see some of the fruits of our efforts. In fact, one of our keystone productions, which is called Christian Music Videos, had aired for over 20 years and was on a satellite network that could reach over 14 million people. But we've also done so many other things like Christian movies and cartoons. We've done some television shows, we've done CGI animations, music videos, we've done podcasts, books, and we've done so many other things throughout the years. And I found that this was my true passion. In 1998, while I was working at Western as a video producer, I began my master's degree and began to teach part-time in the School of Communications at Western. And it was there that I found my second passion. I loved sharing what I've learned with students and getting to know them and being able to encourage them in their work and being a part of their journey. All of that really made me come alive. And I learned that I could combine my love for KTF Productions with my love for teaching. In fact, during the summers, I would take on student internships for my classes and we'd make Christian movies together. But you know, I never really considered teaching full-time as a real possibility. But it wasn't until the pandemic hit and the threat of losing my job that I considered other alternatives. In fact, I was kind of in job limbo for about 8 months, and a job opportunity did come to Western where there was a full-time teaching position, but it was as a faculty specialist. And I started to think to myself, wow, if I got that job, I'd be able to do some amazing things. Those two passions could intersect. I was over the moon. I thought that this was God telling me that this is my path, that I was going to get this job and I was going to combine KTF Productions and my love for teaching. In fact, the dean and the chair offered me the job, but it morphed over time from a faculty specialist position to a full-time professorship. But I had an MA instead of an MFA, so I didn't get the job, and I was incredibly crushed. So here I am, a non-traditional student that is going back for his MFA, but I still have several years of career left in me. So I thought this is a great opportunity to get my MFA, learn a few new things, and pursue that teaching goal.